small, densely populated. Space is a precious commodity. Yet here and there, you'll find the scars of a history of heavy industry. Like abandoned factory sites, often heavily polluted. A hazard for the surroundings and the environment. In our jargon, we call them brown fields. In harbour areas, we refer to them as port fields. The deserted sites have great economic or social potential. Converting that potential calls for specialists. Specialists who'll do what it takes to safeguard the quality of life in agricultural and living areas, and to assist citizens in case pollution is detected, often in the course of a soil certificate investigation. To restore environmental quality and to recover valuable territories. That is our mission as OVAM specialists. At the Flanders Public Waste Agency, we are responsible for the sustainable management of waste products and materials, and for the prevention and clean-up of soil pollution. We are the guardians of the Soil Remediation Decree of 1995, updated in 2006. We issue soil certificates, but also take on any soil remediation that those responsible cannot provide for themselves. And we take measures to prevent new pollution. In 15 years' time, we have developed the Flemish soil policy into one of the leaders in Europe. Soil research helps us to identify problem areas. We're talking huge amounts of files here, so we select the most urgent ones. New contaminations are dealt with immediately. In case of historical pollution, we evaluate the risks for public health, the environment, and the groundwater. We begin every assignment with a thorough site audit. Which activities were carried out? Which substances were present? Which parts may still contain hazardous products? We conduct our investigation using the latest methods available and talk to witnesses, and that's how we come to an action plan. The purpose of the soil certificate is to protect the buyer of a property from an unknown pollution, like a leaking fuel oil tank. According to the soil decree, the responsible party has to bear the remediation costs. If the owner is innocent, OVAM acts in his place. If a residential area's soil is polluted, we deal with it as a whole. The owners don't need to arrange for separate investigations. Thanks to a site decree, one overall investigation is sufficient for the whole area. This is less inconvenient for the residents and less costly. Before demolishing buildings or installations, we perform a thorough risk assessment. Only when we're sure there's no more danger for the subcontractors, workers and experts, the neighbours or the environment, we bring out the heavy machinery. Once the structures are out of the way, we can dig deeper into the matter, literally. As OVAM experts, we see to it that all work is done by the book. With traffic circulation and other plans, we make sure the operations run smoothly, and we do everything in our power to prevent odour nuisance and other inconveniences. At OVAM, we go about soil remediation in a sustainable way. We perform as much cleaning as possible on site to limit transportation. Cleaning water is reused in a closed circuit. We recycle much of the building materials, like rubble, which is useful for road construction, or fireproof stones, which can be reused after cleaning. Our target is cradle to cradle, a cycle in which nothing is lost. Even with the remediation behind us, our job continues. Follow-up is a major part of our mission. We regularly conduct checks, perform maintenance, or take samples. We also see to it that all imposed guidelines are observed. And this is the result we're after. We're not only preventing damage to our environment and our health, we're making room for new housing, office space, companies, and infrastructure. Durable solutions, that's what we're committed to, and that's why OVAM is a strong partner for private companies and governments in strategic projects. This is also one of our achievements. Soil remediation frees up extra space, allowing economic development to continue without compromising nature. By cleaning up the heritage of our past, we are opening up new roads to the future. That's our challenge as specialists at OVAM. And it's a challenge that never ends.